find some time for some fair celebrations last night to reflect on that test?
Yeah, I sat over there by that fire, had a lovely red wine, and reflected on a performance where I saw an All Black team play with a lot of pride and reaching the levels that we really want to get to.
Is that what pleased you most, that you reached the levels that have been spoken about over the past few weeks, but maybe you haven't reached in past tests?
I'm just pleased with the way we dealt with the challenge we had, and it's I'm pleased that the team is growing through a bit of adversity, like I said last night. We wish the road was smooth all the time, but unfortunately life does throw you a few curveballs, but it's how you respond to that, and so we're working hard and we got some rewards.
Was there a feeling in of a plan coming together last night?
There was a feeling that I thought last night wasn't just about the week. I think I said last night it was about where we've knuckled down over the last 2.5 weeks, re-clarified a few things. There's no doubt that we had to move some aspects of our game, and I think we've been pretty open at sharing that, and so. But what I want to everyone rest assured is that we do work hard at trying to improve and challenging ourselves, and I know we get told what we're doing wrong, but we're working hard inside our camp to improve that. So we're very proud of being part of this team, and so the work we got last night certainly was a reflection of a growth in a whole lot of aspects.
Mark Robinson spoke to media this morning and addressed the ongoing speculation around your future. Could we get your reaction to those comments?
To be fair, I haven't heard or read a lot of those comments, but look, I'm sure he's got a job to do, and but I'm about to hop on a plane and go home and probably mow the lawns around the pool or something, and I'll be given feedback, no doubt, but my goal is my expectations is that I'm the All Black head coach, and that later in the week or over the weekend I'll be going to Christchurch and assembling for a team, and so until I'm told anything different.
Your understanding around this process, Mark was talking about the board meeting and discussions happening over the next few days. Do you anticipate being involved in those at all, or could you just give us an understanding of what you see the process as being?
Look, I'm actually not too sure, but what I do know is that there's people who their job is to reflect on where we're at and to make decisions, and so I'm sure I'll get told about that.
Do you feel you have the support and the backing of your bosses?
I certainly feel I got the support and backing of the All Blacks, and I believe I've got the support, and I think New Zealand Rugby's still, I guess there's still processes that they want to go through to categorically say that, but what I do know is that to coach this team you have to have categoric support.
Ian, is it hard to do your job with all the stuff hovering over you? And, you talked about the public kind of pile on and everything, how tough that was, the media pile on. Is it tough to actually do your job while all the stuff is over you?
No, I don't think it is, to be honest. I think that you get used to it, and that's sad, isn't it? And I get used to the personal side, and that's the nature of the job, and it's largely they're the distractions that I ask the players to put to one side. And when we go out to a test match and there's a big crowd, or referee decisions don't go their way, or something goes wrong, we're demanding of our players to put those things to one side and just get back to work. And in all honesty, I think the playing group's probably been demanding that of me, is stop sulking, get on with it and do your job. So it's sometimes the answer's in the simplicity of that.
In terms of continuing as All Blacks coach, was that the best statement you could have made last night?
Yeah, well, I guess winning's helpful, but I'm just proud of the performance. You always know you're going to get some obstacles here, and this group, you look at 3 in a row, and that's a bit of an adversity that a lot of this group haven't had, and including me, and so but we have to fix it, and so our mindset's about trying to move on and grow the team. We've got an absolute goal for a Rugby World Cup at the end of next year, and in many ways this period could be this needs to be the launching pad for that, and so I'm not resentful about anything that's happened the last 3 weeks. I'm disappointed we lost, but I also think that we're using it the right way to fuel a team that's united and has a growth mindset and just wants to play for this country.
In that sense, do you have a feeling of unfinished business that would be a heck of a frustrating to have it taken from you now?
Yes, definitely.
Talk about the team growing through adversity. Do you feel you as a coach, are you also growing through adversity?
Oh, no doubt. And it's there's no manual with this job, but you got to trust yourself. You got to trust the people you work with, and then you got to be open to all the different ideas that you get, but you got to put it into a plan. And so that's what I think I've been doing. And so massive growth. I think I'm a different coach to what I was 12 months ago. You've got to remember last year, we won 12 out of 13 games in a row, and no one was talking about us. And so what this team learns is that, when things go wrong, you certainly hear it. And so it's just how we deal with that.
Also, you mentioned some of the personal comments you had in the media and things like that. What is too personal, do you think, to be reported on?
Oh, look, I'll leave that to you.
Just one about the team, and Rico was obviously named man of the match last night. Talking about growth and growth as a team, was that the best you've seen him play in a black jersey in a while? And I suppose his growth as a midfielder as opposed to a wing when he first came into the group?
Well, it wasn't the first 20 minutes when he dropped a couple of passes. The sub card was about to
Have
come
you reminded
up.
him?
Yeah, no, I told him at half time, mate, you're only going to have to catch one pass and we'll probably score a try off it. So I'm not sure that was good coaching or bad coaching, but no, we chuckled about that. But look, he's, I think, look, I guess, there's been a lot of talk about the midfield, and I get that. And we're growing combinations. We've clearly got a few people that aren't there, so how we've gone about that. But and I understand that everyone's, there's different options available to us, but I really think it's a position that I said at the start of the year that we need to grow some combinations. And we had last year very disrupted. We had a lot of changes in personnel, which we had to do because of the type of schedule we had. But this year we've really felt this team needs to get some solidarity with how it goes about things, and largely in that area I think it's been a good decision. I think in other areas we've been able to inject some new faces to see, just to see where we're at, and again I thought that was been pretty successful last night. So just about keep taking a step at a time. And
you don't beat teams like the Box without measuring up on the forwards. It's the old expression.
Yeah.
They win the games for you. Just how much progress do you think the forwards have made in the last few weeks, and are you excited about the foundation they can now provide for this team?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, and I think and Jason and Fiki need a big pat on the back for that, but so do our forwards. And when forwards don't get what they want in a test match, they're generally not nice to talk to for the next couple of days, and that's because they take it personal, and we've got a massive quality in that pack, but it's needed to lift, and it has lifted.
Is Antoine close to a playing return for Waikato? What's his kind of time frame?
Well, I think he's coaching. I think he's coaching the backs at the moment.
Is that more of a concern?
Oh, absolutely a concern. And I had a look at him in his suit during one of the media things, and I thought maybe it is time he got back to training. So he's ready to get up the ante in that space, and medically there is a pretty good chance that he can make the Northern Hemisphere tour.
Did Argentina provide a little reminder that you need to stay on the job?
Yep, there's no doubt. In fact, I snuck off early and sat down and watched the second half of that game, and they looked good.
It was a pretty special performance from Richie at 10. He's obviously not had a lot of opportunities recently. Does that create a good headache, I guess, for you with him and Bodie?
Yep, yeah, it does. And it's but in saying that, I think he's had a lot of opportunities. He's played each test. He's come off the bench, and that two-punch type game is something that we're looking to grow, and so it's whether you're starting or off the bench, you got a key job to do. I think that it's it was Bodie's carried a big load. He's he's a quality player. We know that. I know Richie's a quality player. Love the way they're working together, and so it was very much I think it was just Richie's turn, but did he play well? Played really well, and delighted for him.
I know you mentioned it last night, but have we had a bit of a glimpse of the future around our prop resources?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're pretty pleased, and again, you look at selections and you look at why people weren't there before and all that sort of stuff, but the likes of an Ethan, I think we're pretty open with why we didn't pick him in July, and the fact is I can proudly say that worked.
You mentioned, Fozzie, that those guys sort of had the opportunity because of injuries elsewhere. How do you sort of deal with that going forward when you have senior guys coming back into it and have these young guys who've sort of obviously showcased what they can do?
Yeah, it's a good question. Just keeps the pressure on everyone, and including us as selectors.
Cool. Thanks,
Yeah, no,
team.
sorry,
Thanks, Ian.
As head coach, how satisfying is it that whatever happens in your future, you can tick off a win against South Africa at Ellis Park over the Springboks?
Yeah, no, it's very special, and it's this is a great place to play. It's a trophy that means a lot to us simply because of the old foe rivalry and the regard that we hold South Africa in. So, to win it at Ellis Park is very special. Particularly after coming 1-0 down and you're up against the wall a little bit. So that part's delightful.